Welcome to Good evening and welcome to Active Citizens Parliament. My name is Sharon Enemchuku. Now today we're going to be discussing different stories, but would like to first start off with a message from Mr. Peter Obi concerning his candidacy in the race before 2027. Let's have a look.
I'm contesting this election because I'm the most qualified. And I want people to come out and say what is there. Let us put everything we have on the table. We are looking for hiring the next managing director of the corporation called Nigeria. And the only way you hire a managing director to run your company is to look at his past. Where is he coming from? What is the educational background? Which schools have he passed through? In terms of all people contesting this election, whether it's for one day, I've passed far better schools than anybody. It is not about degrees you earn. It is about education is about the exposure and where you've passed through. I passed through the best schools anybody can think in the world if it's in terms of education. I'm a businessman, a successful businessman who have worked hard and built my business. I'm a corporate person. I've served as director and chaired corporations. I've been a governor. One that when I finished in 2015, I became the best governor in terms of implementing MDG, which is the global measure to measure development, which is what China, India, Vietnam, everybody applied to put their people out of poverty. And above all, I'm the only one who left money. So if you say you want to fight corruption, let's go to where you served last and know how much money you left, whether there's anything you left. So that let's know what is missing there. I left money, which I could have taken like every other person. I have no single land allocated to myself, my wife, or my children, or anybody. I've been one person who is serving today, whose wife and children is not involved in anything he's doing. They face their little jobs, earning their little pennies, and live their normal life like every other person. Every other person has turned the whole thing into a family affair. But I've not done that. So I'm applying for this job, knowing fully well that I have the capacity to do the job. And the mayor tell them, the biggest, Peter Obi says every day, the biggest assets of Nigeria, physical assets, is the vast uncultivated land in Nigeria. If I'm given the opportunity to serve this country, the North will forever remain something that they will know that they have voted somebody they will forever remain grateful and proud of, because I'm going to change the North. Those vast land Nigeria have today, over 50% of its fertile arable land are cultivated. No other nation in the world can say it's not like that. Not one. So we need to cultivate it. We need to deal with it. I don't want to go into it. So if that
All right, that video is coming from Mr. Peter Obi, who has declared again and again his interest in running for presidency in 2027. Now, when you take a look at that video, there were key things that he mentioned based off of his qualification and what stands him out as the best candidate for the job. Now, he mentioned the fact that we should be checking the history of the politicians or the people who have declared interest in running and during his time as governor of Anambra State. And after he left quite a huge sum of money in the bank, in the account of Anambra State. And also the fact that there are visible improvements in Anambra and the infrastructures. He went further to also talk about his educational qualifications, saying that he has attended the best schools in the world, and all of this just adds up in making him the best candidate for the job. Now, he also mentioned the fact that if if he is given the chance, or if he is given the job to rule as president of Nigeria, that one key factor that he is going to look at to generate revenue and to generate more funds for the country is going to be agriculture, stating that the north, which is vast, fertile, arable land, is going to be a huge target for him, and he's going to revamp the north in total. Now, a lot of people have different things that they want to say, seeing that Mr. Peter Obi has been in the spotlight even before 2023, but gained more popularity before that in 2022 and in 2023 when he declared interest in running for presidency, and he has gathered such tremendous support both from Nigerians in diaspora and Nigerians at home. Now, for 2027, with all the controversy surrounding the presidential election, we can only look forward to what it would look like for us as Nigerians if Mr. Peter Obi is even going to get a ticket from the ADC, that is the party he just defected to from his former party, Labour Party. And also, what are the qualifications that we're looking at from the present administration, the present That is just a glimpse of the rally going that went on in Port Harcourt, showing their solidarity with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Just to recall that we're also seeing the City Boy movement spreading in the southeast, with the likes of Obi Kubana being the southeastern coordinator, and the likes of Kubana Chief Priest and E-Money, influential Igbo men, just showing their support with Mr. Tinubu, Mr. President. And the question is, between Mr. Peter Obi and Mr. President, who really has the vote of the people? I guess we'll find out in 2027. But talking about the present administration, we're going to take a look at a video from Isaac Fayose, who has so much to say concerning how well Nigeria has done in the last 10 years, comparing prices and the cost of living, and just giving us the data. Let's have a look at that video.
Say, count your blessings, name them one by one. As you dey count your blessings, you should be counting your losses too. Count your loss and know where you don't miss out. APC came to power 2015, exactly 11 years ago now. When they came in, Nigeria, our dollar was 197 to a dollar. Our dollar now is 145 to a dollar. Now, our petrol, when they came, petrol 87 naira per liter. Petrol now is between 900 to 950 per liter. Are you checking 10 years, see whether your life they progress or you they go down yourself? Now you go know where the body they pay you. Kerosene 50 naira per liter. Now kerosene is 1,300 naira per liter. Just 10 years, 10 years apart. Now diesel at the time 155. You said diesel is too expensive. It was higher than petrol at the time. Diesel now is 1,300. At that time, it's 155 naira. When 200 naira was still valuable. Now 200 naira is dead. It's dead. 100 naira is gone. 50 naira is gone. They cannot do anything for you. Now, cooking gas, 180 naira. That time, per kg. Diesel now is 1,050 naira, 1,200 in some places per kg. Are you with me? Are you following me? Now, rice at the time, 8,000 naira. Now, rice is 65,000 naira. Even the Okada, people where they ride Okada, at that time, Okada is 370,000. Okada now is almost 1.1 million to buy. Tricycle is 370K, is now 3.5 million naira to buy. Sewing machine for tailors. Sewing machine those days, 10 years ago, 45 naira. Now, sewing machine is 300K. External debt. External debt at the time, 9.7 million. Our external debt now, the way it's going, we are very close to 100 billion external debt. Dollars, oh, external debt. They borrow money like just my neighbor knocking your neighbor. I bet borrow me like borrow me salt, borrow me sugar. That's how they borrow. Now, cement at the time, 2015, cement 1,700 naira. Cement now is 1,000, is about 11,000. 11,000 for cement. Unemployment.
All right, that is a video coming from Isaac, and that is his own comparison, comparing the prices of things and the cost of living in Nigeria since APC, the party, came into power. Now, I know we as Nigerians that have been living in Nigeria have the same experiences. We're not living in a different country, neither are we living under a rock. And I would love for us to share our thoughts and share our comments in the comment section as to how you think Nigeria has done well, or how far they have gone in this present administration or with this present party that has been leading. Now, let's also talk about the fact that so many Nigerians are asking the president to use his achievements ever since becoming president as tools for campaign instead of relief packages here and there, and also hiring influencers. But other people have also come out in that same vein to applaud the president for being a good strategist and a good politician. People are saying that there is a difference and a clear line between being a politician and just being a leader. You have to have a bit of the two, really, in order to achieve what you want to achieve. But anyways, I'm throwing the question to the general public. What is your take with what we are facing right now as a country and as a people so far? Do you think that we have done well? Do you think that Nigeria has advanced? Do you think that we are going somewhere within the time period that we have under the same administration or with the same party? And one final question on this story, I really want to know, do you think that APC has what it takes to lead Nigeria from where we are now to where we want to be? That is the question I'm asking, and I hope we can see some answers in the comments. We're going to take a look at another video. This one is from Rufai Oseni, still talking about the e-transmission. This particular electronic transmission law has been trending so far ever since we saw the president signing on that particular law barely 24 hours after it was approved by the Senate. And we're going to take his perspective, and then we'll come back to the studio. Don't go nowhere.
On this, you are correct. Now, let me hit you hard, President Tinubu. This is an aberration to democracy. A president signed a bill in less than 24 hours. Did he go through the Attorney General? Did they read it? What bill did they even sign? You see, these are the questions, and that's why I'm sorry, we have a good as dead opposition in this country. If we had an opposition that is thriving, by this morning, they should be the one running around filing court cases. I think this opposition should go and even learn how to do opposition from the APC, because they don't look ready and organized to me. Who looked at the bill? Who vetted the bill? Did the president himself read the bill that he signed into law? Or they just rushed it for him? And that's why I knew this was going to happen. That's why I was daring you yesterday that if he does this, I will dance Kelewu. Have they gone through the prideful process? What did they harmonize? What is even in the bill as we speak today? What was signed? Because this is the same country, Ayo, that we've had discrepancies between what was signed and what was gazetted. Till today, the National Assembly, this same rubber stamp National Assembly, cannot account for the tax bill. They set up a committee since December. It's only if the committee will bring out their report tomorrow as regards the contradiction of what was gazetted or not gazetted. That's when we will know. The National Assembly is not serious. They are not serious. I don't consider them as serious. I don't consider them as representing the interests of people. They are rubber stamp. The National Assembly that sings on your mandate, we shall stand. I'm sure they were singing it to President Tinubu. On your mandate, we shall stand. Jagava. Is that on National Assembly? The last time we had National Assembly in recent time, probably maybe under Bukola Saraki. So we have not gone through all of that. Till today, are you sure INEC has even seen what the National Assembly passed? The INEC that is going to use the law. What we should focus on now is to look at the guidelines. What will account for the provisions around having no network? What will warrant an incident form? We don't know all of those things in the guidelines. The INEC presiding officer can still send the election results. Can we account for timestamp in the guidelines so that even if there's no network there, they can still send the results? President Tinubu is talking about glitch. He's talking about trust, talking about transparency in a law that does not account for the people, that does not respect the views of people, that they are calling noise. Isn't that hypocritical? We already know that they are going to be shenanigans in this 2027 election. He's talking about glitch that only happened in the presidential election that favored him, that INEC has not been able to talk about till today. It's not only in the presidential election the technical glitch happened. Did it happen in the Senate and
reactions on social media right now after we saw President Tinubu signing that e-transmission bill into law. It's going to be the quickest bill signed into law in history for a while now. And what Rafai is basically saying is the fact that we didn't even have enough time. The president, or on his own part, did not have enough time to peruse through the bill that he was asked to sign, or that he finally signed, and how this is going to just give them platform or the legality to go ahead to rig. Now, just to remind us what the president signed into law, it is he signed electronic transmission of results to IREV, but with a caveat that in the case or situation where there is network failure, they would go back to the manual way of writing on paper and writing on sheets and then submitting before transferring the results to IREV. That is what the president has come to sign into law, and Nigerians are apparently not having it because of the fact that they believe that there wouldn't be any room for transparency when you have a law like that. Now, another thing that we've seen is Mr. Peter Obi coming out. We talked about this in the morning, to say that there is no need to be scared, right? He's encouraging Nigerians not to be scared. He said that what we can do now is to vote. When you vote, you man your vote and go nowhere. That there is no way that they would change anything or act funny when the people are still there. And I think that is an option that we can hold on to. That is an option that we can maximize at this point, seeing that even with the protests, and I have to give a big shout out to the people who came out during this protest. Randy Peters came out, Mama P came out. We even saw Mr. Peter B out. We saw OBS Ekwesile out. We saw Rotimi Amechi and his son out joining this protest. We had a lot of people joining in the protest, even the widow who flew in from Lagos to Abuja to join in the protest. A big shout out to everybody who was active and participated during that protest. And I think one thing that Nigerians might be feeling now is disappointment, seeing that law did not go exactly how it wanted. But another thing is that we actually saw Nigerians' disapproval, and we felt that disapproval, which is something nobody can deny, not even the government, neither can the Senate president deny that. The fact that they even called them, the protesters, noisemakers, showed that they heard, they listened, they heard. Maybe they didn't listen, but they heard. And it is very important. Sometimes that's what you need. You need people to hear you, but most importantly, you need the right set of people to hear you. And it is important that we keep up, coming out to show that we are actively involved and we care about Nigeria and its future and where we are headed and what might be the future of this country. I'm just going to take on a few comments on X, and then we'll call it a wrap on the show. There's just some comments that I wanted to take before leaving. Now, this one is saying, Queen Ify says, thank you for stepping forward, presenting your qualifications and vision clearly. Will help voters make an informed decision. Chris says, the unemployed getting the day's meal, you mean? Concerning the video where we saw people in Port Harcourt showing their solidarity for the City Boys movement. King Prosper says, them too small. If village boys pull up in the city, see many people go full ground. Now, Obedience have also come up with the Village Boys movement, which is which is a rival to the City Boys movement, and that has been very interesting to see. We're seeing also Mick Valentine's comment saying they can't pay for more supporters, make them manage the 150 people. All right, so we're assuming that they paid for the people on ground, huh? Now Stephen Namdi says, see, thousands of people that are supposed to be generating revenue for their state. If the federal government empowered Nigerian youth with employment, instead they are rolling around the street with just 2 to 3,000 naira. Now these are just the comments that I picked up on X, and it's displaying the displeasure of Nigerians on X. And it is important that we keep expressing ourselves, because we do practice democracy, and one of the benefits of that is that we have freedom of speech. So let us know what you think again in the comment section. What is your take on the City Boys movement, the electronic transmission of result that was passed into bill by the president yesterday and day first day, and also the fact now that people are coming out to say that this new law is going to be a platform for more rigging to go on in the future. We're anxious to know what you think in the comment section. If you're watching for the first time, this is Active Citizens Parliament on Active Citizens, where we discuss Nigerian politics, and my name is Sharon Enemchuku. Till I see you next week, do have a fabulous evening.